afternoon, good evening, good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, January 25th, and you know what that means. It's time for the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Jeremy Pierce, getting ready for a nice double dose of wrestling tonight. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. Today's show, well, we're going to look at and even book the John Cena Retirement Tour. This is his last year as a professional wrestler. We're going to have some fun, but for now, you know what's next, so just go on and hit my music. John Cena has had a long and illustrious career. Here are his 5 greatest rivals, the 5 men that challenged him, that pushed him to the limit. And number 5 is Batista. These two were pretty much crowned right around the same time, both winning their respective world championships at WrestleMania. And their careers have really ran parallel to each other. Obviously, Cena has won more championships, but I think Batista has more, I want to say, maybe iconic moments, but these two tangled a lot. And who can ever forget Batista coming back as that final heel run? Well, now his second final heel run, and he should have beat John Cena at WrestleMania. Number 4, Kevin Owens. Cena pretty much helped crown Kevin Owens on the main roster. Kevin Owens debuted on the main roster when Cena was having his open challenge, and KO was the current I was going to say Ring of Honor NXT champion at that time, and he was not taking any guff from anybody. I remember, as a true wrestling fan, you know that Kevin Owens eclipses John Cena, and he showed him that, and he ultimately won that, and it showed that John Cena couldn't just talk down and punk someone. Number 3, Randy Orton. Yes, Randy Orton's not Cena's greatest rival. If you look at their respective careers and their feuds, they actually haven't feuded a lot. They've just been in the company a long time and ran parallel to each other. Yes, they've had, championship matches against each other, but their stories have kind of been just meh, and they really haven't had anything truly to stand out. But because they came into the business pretty much at the same time and grew up together in the business, that's why Randy Orton is here where he is at. Number 2, CM Punk. This is the one that helped really cement CM Punk as a star, but also show that someone can replace John Cena. Yes, it didn't come out the way we wanted to with the Summer of Punk ending with the horrible Triple H and Kevin Nash there, but Punk and Cena really threw shots at each other, really had some amazing matches, and had an awesome storyline. And of course, we got the pipe bomb out of this. And number 1, Edge. Yeah, don't let anyone tell you differently. Edge is John Cena's greatest rival, even if it was for a brief time. Edge was the first time we took a chance on saying that someone else can be world champion, and when Edge cashed in the first ever Money in the Bank contract on Cena at New Year's Revolution after the Elimination Chamber, ratings went up, and it showed that Edge could be a main eventer, and it really solidified him as one of the top heels of that time. Yes, the championship was put back on Cena 1 month later, but it showed that Edge could go after Cena. Cena couldn't duck Edge, and there was so much more to come. We'll be right back. The spotlight is back and it's shining on a championship. Yeah, I don't think I've done this before, but the United States Championship. And if we got the United States Championship at John Cena, you know what we're talking about, United States Open Challenge. Yes, Cena was the U.S. champion before. Remember, that was his first incarnation of the spinner belt. But after he defeated Rusev at WrestleMania, I want to say 31, he went on to issue an open challenge week in and week out, elevating and pushing younger people, younger talent, future champions. Now, yes, I don't agree with him defeating Rusev at WrestleMania, as Rusev really needed to win. And, we know the history about John Cena beating people at WrestleMania where he shouldn't have. But out of it we got that open challenge, which drove the development of young talent week in and week out. The first match in that challenge was Dean Ambrose. Yes, they had faced each other before, but this was different. This was special. During that run, he faced Stardust, Bad News Barrett, Kane, Rusev, Sami Zayn, Zack Ryder, Kevin Owens, Cesaro, Seth Rollins, Xavier Woods, Big E, and Dolph Ziggler. And week in and week out, he was putting on banger matches. It opened our eyes to what John Cena could do when given the opportunity to just wrestle. The three best matches were Sami Zayn. Do not forget about the Neville match, was so good. And of course, probably the forgotten one was the Cesaro match. But the United States Championship was elevated by John Cena. Yes, it's faltered. It's gone up and down since then. But when he had that belt, it meant something special. Yes, it ended unceremoniously with his final open challenge, losing to a returning Zeb Coulter. Not Zeb Coulter, Alberto Del Rio. But he also lost in 7 minutes, and it just didn't work. But during that run, absolutely fantastic. We'll be right back. Do 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 do. Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my shine is now. It's the franchise, I think I got the lyrics wrong somewhere, but the John Cena Retirement Tour will be starting very, very soon. And the last time is now. John Cena with his final piece of merchandise. He made his return at the Raw Netflix premiere and said that this will be his final year in the WWE. And you can see since his turn in Hollywood that he's gotten better at acting, because he was subverting our expectations, where he was talking about, the big thing is, will John Cena win that 17th World Championship? Will John Cena break the quote-unquote record held by Ric Flair? And he goes, listen, I haven't won a match in over 2,000 days. I don't see it happening. But there's a chance, possibly, maybe, if I win the Royal Rumble. Maybe even win the Elimination Chamber. Something could happen. So John Cena is in the Royal Rumble, and that's where we start the retirement tour. So the first question is, should John Cena win the Royal Rumble? And the answer is no. And listen, this is going to be a stacked men's Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins is in it. CM Punk is in it. Sami Zayn is in it. Drew McIntyre is in it. And a few others. Big, big names. And someone's got to face the world champion and the WWE champion at WrestleMania. And I think whoever wins the Royal Rumble will end up facing the WWE champion at WrestleMania. So no, I don't think he should win the Royal Rumble, but he should come close. On the way, he should eliminate a few rivals, some people that he sparred with over the years, over his career. Who are these people? Couple names: Solo Sikoa, Sami Zayn from, the Open Challenge, The Miz, and Austin Theory. Those are the two big ones, Miz and Austin Theory. Theory defeated Cena at WrestleMania. The Miz defeated Cena at WrestleMania. And Solo put his foot to Cena's ass. And this will be good. So he can be in the Rumble. He can get a couple eliminations and then make it to the Final Four, right? The Final Four should consist of Cena, Punk, Rollins, and a young star or future main eventer. And here's the thing. Here's how you get Cena out of the Rumble. He's eliminated by that younger future main eventer who's looking to make a name for themselves. who that person is, we will get to that, because I have a very special name in mind. It's someone on the main roster who hasn't really gotten a big, spot just yet. But Cena in the Rumble loses. You know what I mean? He loses in the Rumble. He gets eliminated. So what's the next step? The Elimination Chamber. Now, he can't just be put into the Elimination Chamber. The WWE does this thing, and I give them credit for this. They actually have qualifying matches for the Elimination Chamber. You can't just say, I'm going to be in the chamber. And usually with the chamber, it's for there's always two chambers, one for the men, one for the women. One of them is always for a championship. The other one is a number one contenders match. And John Cena will be in the number one contenders match. So Cena ends up in the chamber, and this is the number one contendership chamber, right? For the, let's say, World Heavyweight Championship. And he just wins. Like, he comes down to it. And here's the thing. Here's what I believe should happen. He wins the chamber, but the last person he eliminates, right, is that young star that eliminated him in the Royal Rumble, the future main eventer, and they are the final two. So he goes on, in my opinion, to face Gunther. Because I don't think Gunther's losing the championship, even though I think he should lose it to Jey Uso tonight and then get it back. WWE has a tendency of not pulling the trigger on people, but I digress. So he eliminates that star, that young up-and-comer main eventer, to win the chamber to face Gunther at WrestleMania, right? And I know there's probably more money in Cena versus Cody, but you can go different routes with Cody. You know what I mean? But he wins the chamber. He faces Gunther, and Gunther can talk down to him like, bro, you're John Cena, you're old, this, that, third. Gunther has a tendency of talking down to his opponents when he believes they're inferior to him, and that's what ultimately cost him, right? So we get to the match at WrestleMania, and in a great match, because Gunther just has great matches, Cena wins, and he gets that 17th world title, right? That's great. So now it's like, how do you book the championship? How do you book this Cena run? Well, you pull the Ric Flair, you pull the Sting. His last match will be whenever he loses, right? Whoever defeats him becomes the world heavyweight champion. Now, this is where we up the ante with John Cena. The last open challenge we had in a major company, I believe, was the Cope Open before Copeland got hurt, right? And it was great. Cena has an open challenge for the world championship. So here's the thing, right? You give Gunther a rematch, and he beats Gunther. You can tell a new story with Gunther, right? Cena has this open challenge. After facing Gunther, who steps up? You know what I mean? And it's a solid list of people he's faced, people he hasn't faced. So he beats Gunther. Braun Breaker steps up, right? He beats Braun. Drew McIntyre steps up. He defeats Drew. Finn. You do him versus Logan Paul at a big pay-per-view, and you can build up to that. That one doesn't really have to be an open challenge, because you can get some money out of Logan Paul and John Cena. It's going to be a great match. Cena wins. Rey, and we know what happened with him and Rey. Lord, disrespectful to Rey Mysterio. You know what I mean? And I'd be remiss not to mention R-Truth. I'm sorry. You have to do a John Cena versus R-Truth match. If they don't do it, this retirement tour was for nothing. Absolutely nothing. R-Truth gets to face his childhood hero. And remember when Truth was a heel and he was feuding with Cena, he had little Jimmy, the one random championship match they had at Capital Punishment. That's all I'm saying. So Cena has this open challenge. He's getting great matches. You throw a tag match here and there. And then you come down to the final match, to the final show. Saturday night's main events. Have to start making this mean something. It can't just be a glorified house show. So, who is this final match against? Who is the one to ultimately not only retire John Cena, but to take the world championship from him? Well, it's that young star, that future main eventer who eliminated him in the Rumble, who Cena eliminated in the Chamber. And who is it? I think you have to solidify Carmelo Hayes. It just fits. It just works. Building up to this, because Monday Night Melo sounds good. And now you have Melo and Braun on the same show. We know their history. You have Dragunov and Melo on the same show, and we know their history. And now you have the future of the company, right? We saw it in NXT, and John Cena just helped build the future star of your company. Hell, Cena can have a match against Dragunov, right? And you've built these stars. Cena breaks the record. Cena has a phenomenal championship run while putting on phenomenal matches. Knock on wood that he doesn't get hurt. And bada boom, bada bing, you've solidified not only a legendary career, but a future star. It writes itself. It's perfect. It's beautiful. Now, where do I think they went wrong? WWE gets scared. They get cold feet. Here's the thing. Who's sitting home on the shelf right now? Randy Orton. I guarantee you, John Cena and Randy Orton will not have a single match during the retirement tour. Not at all. They will not be facing each other. Now, me personally, Cody doesn't need to be defending the championship at WrestleMania. You could have KO win the WWE championship. Randy returns, takes the championship off of KO, and then Cena takes the championship off of Randy at WrestleMania, solidifying their future rivalry. Hell, Cena can face KO again. There are so many moving pieces here, and WWE can't. I know that they won't get a quarter of it right, because they can book this perfectly. There's a lot of moving parts here. There's a lot of moving pieces here, but this retirement tour, it can be something great. And all I ask is they fix it, get it right. And I went from a Cena lover to a Cena hater to a Cena respecter, and that's my man. Because do you really want to taste it? This is it. We're getting to that point in our lives, whether it's sports, whether it's movies, whether it's wrestling, whether it's gaming, whatever the case may be, we're starting to see the legends, the GOATs that we grew up with move over for the future, right? And we're about to witness one of the GOATs walk away for good. I'm looking forward to this retirement tour. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Oh, man, this was such a fun show to do, to talk about. Check on the screen what we got coming up for the rest of the month. Check out everything else we got on the channels. TikTok is back up until at least April. You know what I mean? Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. As always, Anna J, Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander, Bailey, and Isla Dawn. Holla at your boy. Peace.